Good morning. I'm cleaning some things up. Good morning, Kai. I'm getting ready for our household goods, which I was told yesterday would be delivered today. Hooray! I'm not complaining. I'm so ready to have my stuff. And I was thinking about things because, I'm always thinking about things. And this is a mental health situation. This is not to tell anyone their story or to tell anyone how they should behave. This is simply my experience from moving Leesburg to Hawaii. I really thought it was the right thing to do, and I really wanted it to work. I really wanted it to work. I even, things came out of my mouth that were not necessarily my truth. And the reason those things came out of my mouth is because I was afraid. And God forbid Emily experience fear. I can't be afraid. I must confidently know what I am doing at all times. I have to walk forward confidently, and so I justify things to myself. And I literally, before I fall asleep, there will be things just running around in my head, and I'm like, how can I fit myself into this situation? Because I didn't feel like I had a choice. And I'm really good at fitting myself into situations that I do not belong in. Because I am intrinsically a people pleaser. And it's taken me a lot of time. And in fact, I was in Hawaii for about 2.5 years, and I was in therapy for over 2 of those years. Because even while I was there, the things that I wanted to do and manifest, I could not. And there was no way that I could force myself or force the situation, but I kept trying. And I kept experiencing fear, shame, guilt, exhaustion, and confusion. I don't know about you, but I thought that, okay, so since I'm following the footsteps of my forefathers, I'm obeying and honoring my parents, I thought that I would honestly be happy. I thought that because I was working so hard on myself to be a good mom and to be a good wife, that would immediately make me happy. I thought that I would heal in Hawaii. I thought that my physical diseases would fall away because I was following the evangelical way of life. And isn't that the answer? But the truth of the matter is that I wasn't listening to my heart, and I wasn't speaking my truth, because I was scared. And so even though my behavior was model behavior, my heart was not okay. It was not happy. And that's why I kept continuing to have suicidal ideations. That's why I kept continuing to have days where I could not get out of bed. And I kept struggling maintaining regular exercise. And I kept struggling, period, with everything. Eating, hydrating. Myself wanted to disappear and die. And that's a problem. So why did I feel that way? There's a lot of reasons, and I'm not going to go into all of them. However, a big part of the reason is because I was not acting from my authentic heart and from my authentic self. And it's really hard sometimes to know, what is my authentic self? If I want to please people and pleasing people makes me happy, isn't it authentic of me to put aside my desires and my wishes to please them? I mean, at first, yeah, it's really gets you right there. It's just so satisfying, right? And then I end up with nothing left for myself because I have been putting on a mask for other people. Believe it or not, finding my truth and my voice was not an overnight thing. And I really gained a lot from EMDR. And man, I cannot even tell y'all. I can't even explain. Because there are times when I'm thinking in my head and there's this festering sensation, and that's fear. And that festering sensation causes my thoughts to race and form this way that I can force myself into a situation. And after practicing EMDR, which doesn't even necessarily have to do with a specific situation, when I approach problems, my mind is so much clearer now. You know, each one of us has a subconscious that was trained from infancy. And this subconscious has picked up habits, thoughts, and behaviors from our caretakers or the people who were supposed to caretake for us. There is so much that we can research and look at online now to find out maybe what type of parenting style we experienced, and maybe it will explain reasons why we've been acting out in certain ways and we haven't been able to control them. Maybe we don't just need to pray to Jesus. Maybe we need to have conversations. Maybe we need to sit with ourselves and figure out, who am I apart from who I have been nurtured to be? Our subconscious takes over so often. And how many of us are stuck in fight or flight? Ooh! So much of our country is stuck in the sympathetic nervous system, which means we're just reacting. We're just doing our best to stay alive. Stay alive, stay alive. Like, that's literally our reality. And we have to find time to put ourselves into parasympathetic, to rest, digest what we've accumulated throughout the day, and allow our thinking brain to decide, what do I actually believe and how do I actually want to set myself up for the future? Through the help of several therapists, I figured out what I wanted in my future, and together we made a plan to get there. And here I am. And it was rough. It was hard. I had to break a lot of my habits and behaviors, like oversharing and like codependency. And I had to work through a lot of habits and behaviors that were second nature and I thought were supportive for me, but they no longer were supportive for me. And so I had to learn to let that go. Here's the last slide and the whole reason I'm posting this. Since moving back to Virginia and being in a safe space, my ability to be is powerful.